I don't know. The way Tom Hardy speaks sometimes just makes me crack up laughing. Like take the restaurant scene for example.
That
The
scene
waitress is just
also
like,
should not have been in
excuse
the
me,
movie. I forgot
yeah.
about that.
Oh yes, and then he's just like, we have to go to the place right now. He speaks in the back of his throat, and it's so freaking funny.
This man takes a bath into the lobster
In the
tank.
lobster pot. Recording in progress. Yeah, welcome back everybody to the Basic Nerd Experience. This is your host with the most that looks like a ghost, and this is your boy.
Did you really just? Oh my god!
This has been our shit for like the past 4 or 5 years now.
I'm aware of this, but I completely forgot that you guys just freaking just dive out of nowhere still.
Yeah, we do.
It's part of the lingo, bro. You've been here. You're surprised?
It's part
No,
of
I'm
what we
not. But
do.
like, that's just a fucking this throwback memory for me.
Yes.
We
It's
triggered
fair. I've been here in a while. Okay, don't
Well,
blame me.
in a way, this is, as Andres will introduce, this is kind of like a throwback episode in a way with the title and with the people that's in
That's true. That's true. For those who are not aware, Venom was one of the primary episodes that we did back in NSU, I believe. No, the Southeastern.
Oh, that was NSU.
Yeah. Granted, we had a whole bunch of people and we couldn't understand what we were saying half the time, but now
we're recording in a gymnasium.
Yeah. Yeah, we could barely understand each other because it was so echoey and stuff,
Let alone me.
Exactly.
That's
But
right.
speaking of which, we're back, we're here, and we actually have a discussion pending for Venom, a long time coming, because even though we have talked about Venom in the past before, we've made nods to it, we've made an unreleased version of it, we've never actually focused on it, much less with Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
That's right. With Venom 3. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, man.
Well, if as long as you're showing.
Oh,
I have that too. I have okay. I'm not getting out because it's my fucking boxes. So I have the comic book where like Venom staring down Spider-Man in that one scene.
Oh man. Wait, is it the one where we're seeing him through the television screen and Venom's just licking around his head?
No, it's one where Spider-Man's on the ground that's like beaten up and Venom's just looking at him down.
Oh, that's from the Ultimate Comics.
Yep.
Yes, I love that image. It's so fine.
That's up your alley, Andres, right? You like the Ultimate Spider-Man?
Right here.
I did.
That's
Yeah, I
mine.
did. That's the boy right there. I did grow up with the Ultimate Comics, and speaking of which, this was actually an idea that we wanted to store, that we wanted to actually come into fruition, because in preparation for Venom 3, the final curtain, we want to get together and discuss our thoughts on these two movies, because there's a lot to unpack here, a lot of stuff to unpack.
With the planet of symbiotes.
Oh, dude. Is that Ben Reilly in the back?
That is Ben Reilly.
Here, bro.
That's Ben Reilly in the back.
Or better yet, known throughout the Spider-Verse movies as what's his name? The guy from freaking Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Andy Samberg.
Yep, Andy Samberg. Yep.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the ones that, oh, my muscles are so bulging, but I can't move because I'm sulking in regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love that.
Dude, he has the same energy as Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir. Sometimes I light a match just to feel something in the wind.
What the hell is a noir? Oh wait, noir. It's
noir, yeah.
Noir.
Who gives a noir?
Potato, bro.
Of course. Nah, you know the difference.
Sorry, but let's get back to our conversation, Mr. Go for it.
Yes, mama. So going back to this discussion, I want to have a discussion about Venom first. So right off the bat, this movie, like back when this movie came out, we were like starting college, ending high school and stuff, and we were all hyped up because we're Spider-Man geeks, you know what I mean? So having a Venom movie dedicated to Venom, that was like a dream come true. Like, we haven't seen this guy in live action since Spider-Man 3.
And that was not the best representation either.
Yeah, we're going to talk about at all. Again, nothing on Topher Grace is just what he was given, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I like
again, I don't blame the director either. I don't blame Sam Raimi. That is entirely the studio what they did, decided to do at that factor. He wasn't the main focus, but they brought him in regardless.
But but then there would be great lines like, "I like being bad. It makes me happy."
Oh no, my spider sense is tingling.
Oh, that was bad.
How about the one from the how about the quotes from the games? They're just like, kind of wish you held on to the black suit now. Oh, Parker.
God, the games were also a different breed. Either way,
Oh yeah.
either way, enough of this ADHD podcast, all right? Because this is what we always come down to.
That is true. That is true. But I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about the first Venom movie? Like, what are your highlights? What are the bad things that you find about it? The good things as well.
Can't go first.
Okay. The good things about it is definitely the design of Venom. It's definitely something that's like we know is very the slimy symbiote kind of creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know the cash money that's symbiote, you know?
No, it comes dripping off of his chest too. It's just white. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, as a marketing, he's known as 19 inches of Venom, but who knows what that shit is.
His daddy dilkers, like
I don't fucking know, dude. But
his tongue, man.
definitely his design was one of the main parts of what made the movie good. Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock was just great. The chemistry between these two characters, it just felt like, hey, these two are literally one being. You know, it's like it's great. The comedy was good in the movie too.
Yeah.
The action sequences were great. Not including the last sequence, in my opinion.
With Riot and Venom doing a CGI
Yeah, it
fest.
was right. Yeah, that to me wasn't good. The best scene had to be with him fighting off all the law enforcement that was there, and him doing the iconic pose that he does in comics. I'm like, yes.
Is it like the one where he goes like mask copy, that one?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
that's the one. Yep, that's the one.
That
to me was a really great scene that shows the capabilities of Venom, while also showing the kind of chemistry between Eddie Brock and Venom as well. The bad thing I would say about this movie has had to be some of the some scenes felt rushed, some scenes didn't need to be in the movie, some characters didn't need to be in the movie. I don't think the boyfriend of Eddie Brock's ex should have been in the movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he was only there just to find out the weakness that or find out that somebody was killing Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
That to me it made no sense. I'm like, no, sorry, I don't want you in this movie.
He was kind of like a non-entity in the movie, if you ask me. Like, I rewatched this movie 2 days ago, and even I can't remember a single thing about him.
The only thing I remember is like in the rep stunt where you have like Eddie Brock like yeah. Oh
yes. yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, like him coming in and like making a scene and going, this is dead, and then like making the havoc, and then it's like, oh, we gotta call the police, we gotta do this. No, this is my patient, I guess. So that's the only thing I could think of that serves the story is after this guy is like, going crazy, like, living like Larry the lobster over there and eating everything and then like wreaking havoc and then bringing into it. But I agree. Like it was a poor way to introduce a character. And I just feel like an unnecessary character. Like you might as well just like check them in the hospital. It didn't have to be, because it's the girlfriend, his ex's now boyfriend.
Yeah, that to me was like a whole like, I don't like that.
Yeah. I see where you're going, but it doesn't like where's the payoff?
Yeah, there's no payoff for that. As well as the fact that like I don't really think Eddie Brock should have had the girlfriend in the first place, in my opinion. Yes, it has something to do with the conflict of interest in this movie, sure. And also there's that always love interest in Marvel movies or in Sony. I love Riz Ahmed as as an actor.
Yeah.
I don't think he was a good cast as Riot, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't really know how to describe his performance. It's kind of like the generic, this is the way of the future. This is how it's going to be. We think we can make humanity better. This is the same motivation that freaking the Fly, the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, freaking every single horror inspired doctor ever who wants to make life better for humans but ends up making a monster instead.
Hell,
the same
Mister
motivation.
Mister Freeze from Batman and Robin had a better origin story than this. Come on.
Yo, chill out though.
Uh,
Just kidding. I just
Sorry.
kidding. I should jump off a bridge. But
so again, the movie's pacing could have been a lot better. It is some great on some certain parts. Like I said, comedy was also one of the greater ones. Especially the building scene before he fights off the police. He's like, jump.
oh,
He's like,
Oh,
this the editor, pussy.
but yeah. I
I
remember, dude. I remember we were on the theater laughing our ass off when that happened.
That
yeah.
was a great scene. That to me was like, okay, this is a ton of the movie. That was great. Only thing that I like, again, I wish that had happened before, again, for Venom 1 and 2. Well, obviously because Sony didn't have the rights to Spider-Man, obviously have some indication that hey, he's in this universe. There's a Peter Parker in this universe. There's not, something like that factor. Because again, we all know the Venom origin. He bonds with Spider-Man first. Because obviously that is a symbiote's quote unquote first love.
Yeah, the first love that happened in Battle World, by the way, during the Secret Wars.
This is true. At least with the comic book readers, seeing Venom bond with Eddie first.
I can sympathize with that, but like people have always like creators and visionaries have always taken liberty with the material that they're given, and I didn't really find it all that offensive. I thought it was like for what Venom is, I think it's a very entertaining and very compelling movie because it's a symbiotic relationship between like two guys who couldn't be any further apart, but in a way they're kind of close because as Venom says, I was kind of a loser in my own planet, just like you. And I'm just like, way to roast this guy.
Like the chemistry between the two, that we can say has always been the highlight of each movie that between the two, from 1 and 2.
Yes.
That's always been the key highlight. Again, it's just weird, right? That like we see this, like, hey, the symbiote was bonding to him first. Music was kind of cool.
Venom,
Could have
Venom.
been better.
Oh yeah, Eminem was killing it.
Oh yeah, Eminem to me that's a great song. But other than that, like I said, I saw both movies again recently. I have to give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Solid
6 out of 10 is that's my same rating.
Yeah, again, that's my rating for Venom 1. Venom 2, different story.
Yeah, that is
a bombshell of a movie. But I will let you two go first on the whole Venom 1 scenario.
Thank you, my man. Elliot, what do you think, my man?
I agree. A 6 out of 10 is a great way to say it. I'm not gonna be Anthony Fantano and say I feel a late 6, but I feel that it was
Mastodon L.
Yeah. You freaking walking cantaloupe walking. But yeah. Anyways,
walking man. Yeah. Continue.
I felt that Venom was a very safe movie.
Yeah.
I can say that. It is a safe movie.
And I felt that no, I can make some really great points. Like, for example, like I don't know, like I agree with like this whole thing starts because like he gets bonded with Venom because Eddie's a journalist. We see him fight be a journalist for the first time.
Yeah.
And there's a couple scenes of that. In my opinion, I kind of wanted to see more of that. I kind of would have been nice to see him like starting out and having more of a relationship to that. I kind of would have liked to see him like get to like the second act and still have that job, and maybe like the midway of the movie he loses the job. I don't know. Like it would have been nice to see more of affect his career more. I just felt like it was, oh yeah, bye. He's on. He's done.
Yeah, so going off of that, what you said is like that's a good point because he kind of did what his job, right, and like not go to on anyone else's but his own verbiage, right, interviewing Riz Ahmed's character, the billionaire, right, in his own way, asking these important questions.
Right.
And the studio didn't want that. Why do you have this guy as the reporter in the first place if you're not going to want him? Why are you choosing this certain person to interview this, and when he's known to go off the wall?
Well, it's because he's a great journalist, because he's the best.
No. My point.
So he's like, hey, just do a puff piece and just say yes. We also want to do a favor for him. So it's like he's basically an editor's not being a good editor. He's being misleading.
Misleading.
Again, my point is like, again, why fire your star person? the best reporter you got off of one incident.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I I see it happening.
It's weird to me. It's weird to me.
I see it happening.
You see it happening?
Yeah.
Just because of one? Wait, well, we got to consider the magnitude of the situation that he fucked up.
Well, because he also like was able to. I should also mention this too. Eddie did also the reason why they broke up with his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, was because of her job and got her fired, and he got the record to do this and said this in the interview. When one, he should have asked me a hard question in general. It's just the questions he asked. I forgot exactly what he asked, but it's basically about like the Life Foundation or whatever they did. And then that's when, Riz Ahmed is like, there's a lot of fake news out there. You might want to watch out for that. Like it's
Oh
important
yeah,
to
this
know
was
that.
back in like 2017 and 18 time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. But don't I mention it?
Thank you.
Don't I mention it?
but go back to what Andre said, the magnitude of that. They lost both their jobs and the
Yeah.
relationship for that. So I think it did a great job of like showing the magnitude of how bad it was. I just felt that they showed it too early.
Yeah.
This goes back to, yeah, I agree. And this goes back to I think the pacing issues that Ken mentioned, because this is the problem that I had with the movie too. It's the fact that everything feels like it happens a little too quickly. And then the progression to the next scene that matters, I think it feels like it takes a little bit too long.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to, I don't know whether it's in the performances that I see or whether it's the script's pacing, but I don't know. To me, between our boy Eddie Brock going searching into the Life Foundation, right? And the first action scene that we get with Brock and with Venom, I don't remember much of what happens aside from, there's a whole bunch of loud noises going on. Venom is irritated, therefore Brock is irritated. He goes next door. He's just like, "Can you please?" It's just like he slams the door, the neighbor, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember that scene.
And then he starts tweaking out like Mad Eye Moody. He's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, shit, fine, okay, never mind. You're the man. Yeah, I messed with the wrong one."
Okay. I'm sorry.
And then the SWAT team comes in. Yeah, what a transition, right? They come to arrest this guy out of nowhere. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a fantastic scene. It's well choreographed. It's great. I was invested, but I felt like a bit of tonal whiplash in a bit, like from 1 minute to another, he's chilling in his apartment, and then out of nowhere, the SWAT team comes in, tries to take the suit from him and arrest him.
Yeah. No, it's the pacing is really off. I think it's the weak I don't know. It's the biggest drawback to the film. Pacing is all over the place, and it's also just the only interesting characters are Eddie and Venom. Everybody else is kind of generic, and I don't really care. Carlton Drake, he's like this Elon Musk, comic book, Elon Musk wannabe guy, and I just felt like, again, like Andre said, like there wasn't like this pull of like, why are you doing this? Oh, because we can. It's like, okay, but Prometheus at least explained this better about why can you create this? Because we can. Okay, but like try to understand why Carlton Drake, maybe he didn't like, I don't know. His motivation, all this is, I just feel lazy.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, let's take this back to the Amazing Spider-Man. Like the Lizard, Kurt Connors basically had a similar, if not the same motivation. He wanted to make life better for humanity. A pretty generic thing, but it's not an unnoble one, right?
Right.
But I feel like Mark Webb and the screenwriters and the story and storytelling, yo mama, the storyboard directors, right? They actually put time and effort into like the development of why he wanted this. The man has a missing arm. Yeah. And he figured, okay, I can make an injection. I can make a cure for myself that allows me to grow my arm back, but it gives me enhancements at the same time. And he wants to share this gift with the world. Kurt Connors has a major stake in the story. Carlton Drake has a stake, but it doesn't feel as grand as it needs to be for this type of story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't entice you to be like, wow, I'm actually invested in what he wants to do. It's just like, all right, this is what's going on. Like the only moments I enjoy is with with Ryan, like, where is he? It's like, oh my god, that's the ugliest looking thing I've ever seen. Where is Venom? You know?
What is this? Yeah, and Tom Hardy's inflections when he's speaking, I think are some of the funniest lines in the movie, man. Because I don't know, the way Tom Hardy speaks sometimes just makes me crack up laughing. Like take the restaurant scene for example. The
That
the
scene
waitress is just
also
like,
should
oh,
not have been in
excuse
the
me,
movie.
yeah. Oh yes, and then he's just like, we have to go to the police right now. You know, he speaks in the back of his throat, and it's so freaking funny.
This man takes a bath in the lobster
In
tank.
the lobster pot.
That scene, like understanding movies more now than I did years ago. That scene just both confuses and pisses me off at the same time.
Right, really.
It does. I'm like, oh, what is this scene? Why is this in the fucking movie?
It's art. It's cinema. It's everything.
This is bullshit. That's what I call it.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Priceless, man.
But yeah.
No, not even that. Not even that. Airplane. Freaking Monty Python has some it's so good it's bad. Or it's so bad it's good.
It's a
kind of vibe.
comedy. This it takes itself too seriously.
I don't feel like Venom takes itself so seriously. Like
Yeah.
it's got its ridiculous moments, and I
Yeah.
think they're mostly self-aware of it. But I don't know. I feel like I get what they were trying to do with that scene. I think they were just trying to convey the fact that Brock has information, guilty information on the Life Foundation and Drake himself.
Right.
But it's just the way he goes about it is ridiculously over the top and insane.
It's over the top for me. And like I get it. There's something like you can be over the top, right? If it if it allows to be, right? If it fits with the film, sure. But this in particular, I don't think should be in the movie. You could have added in my opinion, you could have cut off like a good portion of the movie and added other stuff to make it 10 times better.
Yeah.
But let's agree that that freaking when there's a mugger towards the tail end of the movie, right, that attempts to rob the old lady, and Brock comes in as Venom, and he's just like, we will tear out your arms and we will tear out your legs, and then we'll just spit you out like a turd in the wind.
that fits. Also is Venom's character that fits. Also a really good line that I fucking love to this day was him actually going up the comic books. Because eyes, legs, pancreas. So snacks.
Yes.
So many snacks, so little time. I'm like,
oh God. Freaking no.
It's great. But I feel like also a big problem with the movie was that it was not rated R.
That goes double for Let There Be Carnage.
Speaking of, maybe we should go to Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, we should. This is actually a good transition because I remember our first video episode where we were talking about Sony versus Marvel on the rights for Spider-Man, right? Ken specifically mentioned that he wanted to see this movie as a rated R film.
Right.
Then it actually came out, and then the trailer released, and then PG-13 comes in. And then we're just like,
yeah. No one was more mad about that than me. I'm like, but then Sony has the audacity to make Craven
rated R. Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. I understand perfectly. But are you kidding?
Yeah.
The menace to all society, besides Green Goblin in Marvel, literally the fucking Joker of the fucking universe. Not Goblin, but Carnage, in my opinion, is the Joker of the fucking universe. Not a film rated R.
This guy belongs in a PG-13 film. Are you kidding me right now? No way.
Yeah, that I see say PG-13 audience. Yes.
Exactly. The character that was painted red and black just to scare people during the freaking AIDS epidemic back in the 80s and 90s. That is a PG-13 character right there.
Yeah, apparently the menace to all society in Marvel, especially now in comic books, You have him in a PG-13 movie,
No,
and you
that is
have little to no blood at all, showing the carnage, literally the carnage, pun intended, that this character brings, and how terrifying this guy is, and really, like
but
you had a perfect cast in Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
oh,
That is just beautiful.
chef's kiss. I think Woody played him to a T. I thought he was great.
Cletus Cassidy, yes, but how do you fuck up those two and still make a shitty movie?
I can, yeah, I can.
It's also just kind of sad because Tom
Also,
Hardy
Cletus
co-wrote.
Cassidy and Eddie Brock. Sorry to interrupt, but Cletus Cassidy and Eddie Brock was in the movie before. Spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie. You know, if you haven't seen the movie at this point, sorry, don't care.
Spoiler alert.
How much laziness of writing do you need to have for Cletus Cassidy to tell Eddie Brock on his motherfucking deathbed, right? On Cletus Cassidy's deathbed, I just wanted to be your friend.
Oh my god, yeah. I like Venom was me when he said "fuck this guy," and then he
I'm like, thank you, murder this character,
murk this
love of
mother.
God.
Yeah, exactly, man. There is no way, man. After all the stuff that he did, and even during the fight at the church, like he airs out his grievances to Brock. It's just like, yo, you didn't distribute the full story about how he got molested by his uncle and his grandma. I'm just like, those are legitimate grievances. I'm like, I can't see these guys being friends. 2 minutes later, I just wanted to be your friend.
Right.
No.
To quote Jared Leto's Joker, "I'll be your friend.
I'll be your friend."
Well, like, oh my goodness. Like,
yeah, this movie reeks of doo-doo. Like it just
like this movie was just a clusterfuck. There's like nothing went right for this movie, in
well,
my
and
opinion.
it was directed by Andy Serkis, who's
Gollum.
one of the best actors of all time, in my opinion. He was awesome as Caesar in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. You know, he directed Venom 2 and Tom Hardy co-wrote it. It was, listen, you can direct a lot shit better movie than me, but like it's like
Yeah, it's hard to put into words as as if you're trying to say it's so like mind-blowingly like bad of a movie.
It's doing too much.
Yeah. In my opinion, again, this is a hot take. I might get some hate for this, but thoroughly, I had more fun watching Morbius than I had watching this movie.
It's Morbin time, bitches. Yeah.
I had more fun, generally more fun, seeing Jared Leto as a fucking vampire than it did as watching this whole movie.
Yeah.
It's
not really memorable.
It's not. And again, Morbius is memorable because it's a fucking meme movie. People thought it was horrible.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin.
Basically, yeah, it's Morbin time. But you had so much potential, so much source material for this character, and you fuck it up. Yeah. And also, if you want some more inspiration, take in mind also, when that movie came out, Absolute Carnage came out as well.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And they didn't even have to dig that deep for source material. You don't even have to go to Maximum Carnage. You can go to the animated series from the 90s, and they did an arc that's spectacular for freaking
Carnage. Man. Yeah, no, that I remember that being the most memorable arc, like with Venom and just them, like, oh yeah, it was like, is that the scene in the prison where it's like, there is no Cletus, there's only Carnage?
Carnage, yes. That's all. Yeah,
that scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like, just this man has an axe for an arm basically all the time.
Yeah, it's great, but they gave it to Riot, so they fucked that one up too.
Yeah,
they fucking Riot the fucking axe arm. But
I actually have like, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't care. I'm going for it anyway. I think the one saving grace of this movie is, as always, the relationship between Brock and Venom.
And as I mentioned before, it's like those two, like the chemistry between those two will always be the highlight of any movie they're in. Even this last one, I know for a fact The only saving grace, quote unquote saving grace like this series will have is those two, you know, this
Those, yeah, and even if Venom 3, I can relish in the fact that the chemistry will always be there and it'll always pull me into these movies because it's so damn good. Venom actually partying and having a midlife crisis because Brock isn't there. I mean, that was kind of cringe.
what,
I was just
that's
like,
not
what?
even
Having a
thing.
midlife crisis.
What are you doing? You're freaking Aunt Cass up in this bitch.
Dude,
What
you're
the
like
hell?
raving and eating potatoes. Like, what are you doing?
Like, I'm just like, okay, I can tell that you need him more than he needs you. You're the Drake of this position.
I was
You're
gonna
the
say, are
Drake
you
of
the
this
Drake and
relation.
the Josh
Drake
of
Bell
this
of this
episode?
position, bro. Seriously.
It's wild, dude. I'm like, I don't understand like how again I can I can say many times I want to because it's so true how badly you fuck up the movie when it comes to writing, the direction of the movie, plot, everything. There's no to me there's no good thing about this movie besides like I said the chemistry between the two characters.
I think the most memorable scene in this movie is the final act with the church. The church scene, I think,
Yeah.
is like it has a bit of icon to it. It's just
Yeah.
I know because Elliot and I constantly reference this to ourselves because there's a scene in the movie where he kidnaps Anne and puts her in a coffin with freaking Scream. Scream makes an appearance in this movie, believe it or not.
But
And
played by
freaking
Tia Dalma.
Yeah, played by Tia. Yeah, exactly. It's just like Goshan Barbosa, and all that shit. But when he arrives, it's just like, where is she? And then Carnage comes in and says, "Death to you, father." And the priest is
Like,
like,
no,
"No."
not you, father. You, father. I'm like, oh, fucking what?
It's like it's. Can you make a joke more obvious?
Oh my god. And for a fact, right? And then this Venom and combos alone, it takes a lot to beat Carnage. Venom has to team up with Spider-Man to beat this motherfucker. And even then, they get their asses kicked and barely beat him.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna quote Ken from the past. Venom cannot take Carnage on his own.
Enough.
Absolutely.
Fuck you.
Wait, I missed that. What did you say?
I said can't. You said they can't get enough, and I'm like enough.
Fuck you.
Sublime. Anywhere else, I'd be a 10.
God, I hate y'all.
What would your rating be, my man?
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
Damn, that's like Andres the Last Jedi.
Yeah, seriously, 2 out of 10. Yeah, 2 out of that's a 2.
Like I said,
That's like me at a dance quiz.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
like I said, I rate Morbius higher than this film.
Yeah. I don't. It's just this is such a frustrating movie to me because there are parts of it that I really like the chemistry with Brock and Venom. I like the ending church scene. I love the fact that like I like this. I think it's surprisingly relatable in a way when it comes to letting go of someone that you once loved and held so dear. I don't. There are movies that have done it way better. Don't get me wrong, but I think the way Brock handles it is mature, and I can at least give him that. That hey, Anne is moving on with this other dude, and this proves like this ending church scene. It proves to me that he really does love her because even if he can't be with her, he wants to make sure that she's safe so that she can live her life and stuff. I think that's really good. I think that's a really good like beat there.
And
This
you
is-
bring. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, I'm doing enough talking. You go.
Okay.
Go for it.
You brought up something I never thought about before. It's the first time that I've seen in any media or any medium with Venom that it feels like it's a brothership. Like they kind of know a lot of each other.
A
And it's
bromance.
like a bromance, like and actually talking about relationships. Like, hey, you gotta let it go. And then it's like, well, you're just a parasite or whatever, like things.
Parasite.
Yeah.
Parasite. But it's
And
like Venom, like he just I think I don't know. I feel like Venom is gonna be like a cult classic in a way. I feel like people his sense of humor is gonna be a meme where it's like his reactions and stuff. I don't know. I feel like
He's
it's
already a meme. This is the first movie that came out. He's already a meme. I couldn't imagine the meme coming out in the third movie.
Yeah, yeah.
wait. What's the third movie meme?
We
We'll
need
see.
more money.
We will see because like talking on to the third one. Andy Serkis is gonna be Noel.
Yeah, Circus is gonna be Noel.
Noel.
Noel is the be all end all big bad symbiote from Clintar.
Oh, I thought it was Norman
Nope.
Reedus.
Nope.
No, no,
So
it's
so
Circus, my man.
so it was a rumor, but it was never confirmed.
Oh, so I prefer Andy Serkis to act than be behind. I'd rather him being in front of the camera than behind the camera in a Venom movie.
I love Serkis as a director, as an actor. All of that, I love him as it.
Yeah, no.
His work in Mowgli, he was great. He's literally the
Oh, I
king.
forgot he did Mowgli. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
He, in my opinion, he's the king of motion capture.
yeah. He even helped out Coldplay direct the Adventure of a Lifetime music video back, I think, around 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, that's funny.
That's yeah. It's because
Um,
it's monkey time, Yeah,
the fact that he's playing the king of the symbiotes.
yeah. No,
Yeah, and again, I have no problem him being the villain of this movie.
Yeah.
I'm only scared about the direction they're gonna take for this character. How much of a big bat they're gonna make him out to be,
Hmm.
and how was the transition from Venom finally leaving the Sonyverse? This is Tom Hardy's last Venom movie.
Yeah.
Where does it go from here?
That's a good question. And
I-
it's not like these three movies have been his only appearances.
Yeah.
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 I think they should just start from scratch. And well, I don't know. Is Sony gonna do it, or is it gonna be part of the MCU?
We,
Mm.
we, we have no idea because then they basically this retcon the end scene of I think it was like
Morbius?
No Way Home where the
No, I think it was the ending scene of Doctor Strange 2, I believe. No,
no
I
No Way
think
Home. There was No Way
oh wait,
Home.
it was No Way Home?
It was No Way Home where
Oh, you're right. You're right.
where it
Yes.
sees kind of like Tom Hardy being in that universe and the symbiote just some part of the symbiote just crawls away,
Mm.
right? They basically just retcon that entire shit, saying, "Oh, by the way, we're in the same place now."
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, just okay. Uh,
Yeah, it was
that makes
kind
no
of
sense.
weird. It was just kind of like you just dropped it off and that was it.
Yeah,
It's
Which
strange.
It's like,
you know what basically was? It was basically we legally can have him for a little bit, but we're gonna plant this here because now we did. Okay, bye. It's like
Yeah.
tag your
Pretty
it,
much,
no
yeah.
take backs.
Wash my hands. I'm done.
with the Sonyverse coming into play, with them also making Craven,
Mm.
and potentially seeing more of Noel, what the fuck is Sony doing at this point?
I don't think they know. Like
No,
DC,
they don't. Because
they
again,
wrote themselves in a corner.
yeah, this is a whole topic for whole another day, but
Yeah, we will
If-
cover the near future.
yeah,
We will. We will. We'll be doing another episode about Craven in the near future. Yeah. If they're building up to Craven's Last Hunt, I don't see how they're doing it. Like, we need Peter Parker there. We need Spider-Man.
again, this is many rumors that's been going on. We might see Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man.
I hope, I really do. I think he's an amazing. I think he's an amazing Spider-Man. But like, I don't know. With all these rumors circulating, I have to see it to believe it at this point.
Doesn't Spider-Man die in Craven's Last Hunt?
Yeah.
No.
Do you want like? There's spoilers for Craven the Last Hunt, but
That's why it's kind of like I don't know if I want Andrew Garfield because if he dies, that means he's done.
no, in Craven's Last Hunt, he doesn't die. He comes back.
Oh,
So
spoilers. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I said. Spoilers.
spoilers. Basically, he's presumed dead. Spider-Man comes back, whoops Craven's ass.
Yep. Yep.
That synopsis of that. He's presumed dead, comes back, beats the living shit out of Craven, embarrasses his ass.
Oh,
Yeah. Think of like the Spectacular Spider-Man show where Craven comes to New York looking for a new fucking,
oh, it's gotcha.
and then Spider-Man just makes him look like nothing.
Yeah. Mother, where do you come from? Mother Russia, by way of Mother Africa.
I'm like,
Two
yes,
mamas. Still so
this is
ill-behaved.
Craven. This is Craven. And especially in the game where Craven is literally this badass hunter, and it made it more even menacing in the games, which I'm fucking happy about.
Yeah, I have to admit, this is my favorite iteration of Kraven the Hunter. Was the most
You
recent
know
Spider-Man
it
game.
is bad if Insomniac makes a better Venom and Craven than Sony does.
That's wild. Like me, I don't think the Spider-Man 2 game is anything special or amazing or anything, but I do think it's a decent game. And I do think that they're written much better than I think how Sony's gonna write Craven in this recent movie.
But yeah, back back the whole thing of like just
Oh yeah, see, we stopped caring about Venom that we were changing the topic.
that's how
Yeah.
bad this movie is, man.
It's
That's
just
how bad these just like the movies are and like how little we care.
exactly, yeah. Like
I think it's like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr.
one of the only
305.
memorable lines I remember from this movie, like, is that opening monologue from the. I keep coming back to the church scene, but that's because it's so memorable to me. It's just like, okay, you need to come up right now because I'm feeling super vulnerable here. You know, it's
Eddie, I'll be with you. Okay, we gotta come right now.
you gotta come on, except him. You cannot eat him. You mean it? Yeah. All right, let's go.
I'm like,
And now we get into the action, man. Yeah.
That was the best part of the movie.
yeah, that really was, in my opinion. I'm like, God damn it.
The best part of these two movies, and probably the third movie, is the humor.
Yeah, as I said, these movies, I don't think they take themselves like deadly seriously, but I think that works more to their strengths. Is
No,
that
but
they know that they're goofy comic book movies.
But it's just like the serious
I mean,
moments.
yes,
It's just
extent to do
it's just
so.
when it's like
Hmm.
it's when it's the serious moments that they try to make it serious. It's not like, oh, I've always wanted to be your friend, Eddie. Like, that's stupid. That's not a serious moment.
But
But
I think the
also,
self-awareness comes with fuck this guy. You know, like that's the self-awareness
Yeah.
I'm saying.
There are some scenes, of like dialogue that's like, they make you laugh, right? But it's the point where like I personally want a very serious Venom movie where like just again, there can be comedy. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it can't be, but I want a mainly serious movie with Venom. Hopefully, this last one where it's mostly taken seriously. I don't think that's gonna be the case, knowing that they're going to be taking the first movies. But I want a very serious movie with Venom.
Yeah.
I agree. And don't get me wrong, just when I say goofy comic book movie, like I'm not referring that that's the norm of comic book movies.
No.
Like we have a whole bunch of really good like comic book movies that are deadly serious and over the top funny at the same time. Like I love these movies. They're one of my favorites. Absolutely. But it's just with Let There Be Carnage, I think this is going to be the last statement I have on this, but Let There Be Carnage, like I think it presents itself as a little bit too goofy sometimes. There are moments where you're supposed to take it seriously, but it ends up coming off a little bit more like insincerely self-aware. Like I don't know. Eh, like that disco scene with Venom in it. I think a lot more time could have been dedicated to the relationship between
yeah,
Venom and Eddie, because that's the relationship that we, at the end of the day, come there to see, you know? And
First,
I'm sorry, just one last thing. And there's another scene that I love, the prison breakout scene. This shows what Carnage is capable of. The Carnage tornado, the fact that he's whipping people around like they're softballs, you know. It makes you feel like freaking a red version of the Hulk comes in and starts like schooling everybody, starts, sunning this guy before stabbing him, then throwing him halfway across the prison cell. I think that's cool. But there are not that many moments in this movie that hold up like that, you know?
it is bad if Boris the Animal was a better villain than Carnage.
yeah. And Boris the Animal was a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
Or Boris the Animal was a PG-13. Men in Black 3 was a PG-13.
Are you kidding?
Yes. Dude, Boris the animal is more of a compelling villain with a more more understandable reasons for doing what he does than Carnage does.
It's like I just Boris. Like it's just
And
fun.
like there's comedy, there's him being serious. It's like it fit the tone of the movie, this character. This one didn't. And yes, I agree with you in the fact that like that's the whole disco scene. Like I said, for the first one, there are certain scenes that should not have been in the movie. That's one of them. I personally wanted to see more of Carnage's wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see how much of a brute is this motherfucker compared to the previous villain we had in Ryan. In my opinion, there was no difference. They're the same strength, same everything, just different abilities, and just like, hey, killed off by one character.
Yeah.
Carnage cannot fucking die.
Yeah, he is eternal. That is something that's terrifying, man, because this guy is a psychopath on every single conceivable level, bro.
Cletus Cassidy can die, yes. Carnage,
But
no.
Carnage, no.
And then having him being eaten by Venom makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, he did not taste good at all.
Yeah.
God.
No, that makes no sense.
That movie just pisses me off.
Well, should we wrap up with our thoughts?
Sure. I'll give I haven't given either Venoms a final rating.
Oh yeah. What's
So
your thoughts, my boy?
Venom 1, I'd be more than happy to give it like a 7 out of 10. I like it. I think it's a really decent movie. I like it. Bad goofy stuff aside, I think it's a decent movie. Venom 2, I'd give a 5. 5 out. No, not 5. 4. 4 out of 10. Because it's the fact that I had such high expectations for this movie, and the fact that Carnage is legit, even though he's a raging maniacal psychopath, right? With like borderline no reason to do what he does other than chaos and destruction. Like, I don't think they did him that well in this movie, despite Woody Harrelson's efforts to do it as best as he could. I don't think there's enough in this movie where it can be redeemed. I don't know. These are my thoughts right now. Maybe I'll watch it again tonight. I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10 or something. 10 out of 10, but no. I think, yeah, those are my closing thoughts. Venom, I think, is still a good movie. It's still a fun movie to watch. I had fun watching it the other day, and it brought back a lot of memories with these two clowns right here, hanging out and watching these movies and stuff. This is one of my best memories. And I wish, like, I don't know, I want to watch Venom 3 with you guys. If the opportunity presents itself. It'll be like a nostalgic event or something, or like a canon event. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A canon event?
You're enough. I'm sorry, Ken.
One thing what we need to do for a podcast episode is definitely go on like the new DCEU.
Oh, a discussion on DCEU?
The new one.
The new one? The new one?
Yep, with James Gunn at the helm.
I'd be down to discuss something like that. Who's coming back? Who's not coming back? I think that would make for a good episode. But I think for now we should be closing this episode, you guys.
Yes, I agree. We should close out. Oh no, I'm sorry. You led this episode. Go ahead, Andres. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm doing your job.
You took our job. But I'm just. But everybody, thank you for joining in on this discussion. It's been a blast reuniting with Ken again and having this discussion on Carnage and Venom. Because as far as I'm concerned, Ken is one of the leading guys when it comes to Venom and Carnage, if you ask me. And he has one of the more funny reactions to shitty movies like Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
I would hope so, at least. I hope my reactions were very enough for you, okay? I want to see who that was.
Don't worry, bro. You're still a 10 to me, bro. You're still a 10 in my heart.
Not in your Mojo Dojo Casa house?
No, not in my that's sacred.
Oh, gotcha.
Sublime. Anyway, Barbin Venom.
Barbin Venom.
Venomheimer.
Venomheimer.
All right, everyone. Peace out. Good night. And always remember, when you're time traveling, make sure that you feel your enough before going.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
for another fuck.
Peace,
Bye,
you guys.
everybody.